Severe weather across Northern California. Lightning sparked fires up and down the valley and the foothills. Mandatory evacuations are now underway in Calaveras and Tuolumne counties.
The lightning started early this morning. Video from our sky cameras in downtown Sacramento and West Sacramento showing those bolts lighting up the sky.
And right after the system moved through, we started hearing reports of fires. Most have remained small, but we are paying attention to a fire on the north side of Don Pedro Reservoir in Tuolumne County. It's forcing evacuations south of Chinese Camp, and another fire is forcing evacuations between Vallecito and Murphys in Calaveras County. That one includes the Ironstone Amphitheater.
Aside from the lightning and the fires, a few storms created some strong winds. Take a look at this. This video was taken near Carmichael in Sacramento County. You can see how intense that wind was as it brought down trees in this residential area, causing damage in some neighborhoods. Thank you for joining us here at 4. I'm Andrea Flores.
And I'm Curtis May. We have live team coverage of the fires and today's storms. Meteorologists Dirk Verdorn and Heather Waldman are tracking the conditions outside. Leanne Denyer has a closer look at the wind damage in Sacramento County. Maricela de la Cruz is near a fire in Sacramento County. But we want to begin with Anahita Jafari live in Calaveras County, where evacuation orders are in place.
Good evening. We're on 6 Mile Road, and this whole road is closed down. Just to give you an example of that fire, this is a burnt leaf we found on the roadway, and we're about 100 yards away from that fire. And so even in the distance that we're at right now, we're still seeing remnants of that fire fly on over towards us. There's a lot of smoke in the air and a lot of ashes. You can see all of that smoke, all of those trees back there on fire. Earlier we were a little bit closer, but as it's continued, we have moved east because that fire has been spreading down the ridge. You can see lots of flames. You can probably hear overhead a lot of that air traffic as well. We do believe just slightly east of where we are on 6 Mile Road near Ironstone Winery, there is also some type of water source, as we're seeing a lot of air traffic dip down into it to grab water for that fire. We've also noticed them dropping fire retardant to slow it down. Over to the left where we're looking at right now, you can see that's where the fire is raging. It's somewhat slowed down a little bit on the right, but it's still making its way down that ridge closer and closer to 6 Mile Road. We did speak with some officials out here, and we were told that there have been multiple rescues already in the area. We did hear from one official that told us that there was 2 elderly men that were trapped up there, one of them in a wheelchair, another one trapped in a cabin. Thankfully, rescue efforts were able to get them down 6 Mile Road, driving right past us on this roadway. We also, earlier, we showed you this property right next to us that seems like it is in slight danger. We saw the owner of the property come by and move his livestock. There were a lot of cattle, a lot of cows in that area, and we saw him move them down the street with the help of law enforcement. So again, if you are in any of those evacuation zones, just the extent of this fire is very large. Lots of smoke in the area and a lot of ashes. Again, I mean, this leaf 100 yards away, and it's completely burnt to a crisp. So just making sure you're safe out here. Live in Murphys, I'm Anahita Jafari, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, so Anahita, I know you've been in that area. I know you mentioned that nearby residents, and of course we know that animals, livestock, an issue in that rural area. Have you seen any other people out there?
For the most part, we haven't seen many people out here. We did see one driver coming down 6 Mile Road going east in a truck with a couple other people in here. We're not sure if they were evacuating, but they definitely were not part of any law enforcement or fire personnel. That pretty much is the extent, other than that farmer I mentioned moving his cattle away from the area. And thankfully, because of those rescue efforts from Calaveras County Sheriff's Office, people were able to get out of the fire zone.
All right, Anahita Jafari live in Calaveras County right now. Thank you so much. And we want to take a closer look at those evacuations. The areas in red are under evacuation orders. This is north and west of Highway 4 from 6 Mile Road all the way up to Murphys, and then the west side of Douglas Flat, the south of Main Street and Murphys Grade Road. That means, of course, when there is an evacuation order, there is an immediate threat to life, and you must be ready to go immediately. Now, there are areas in in yellow, those are under evacuation warnings. This includes La Honda Park and Rocky Hills. People in those areas should be ready to leave at a moment's notice. We do know an evacuation center is set up at Angel Camp at Bret Harte High School on Murphy's Grade Road. So again, if you need somewhere to go, there is an evacuation center open for you right now.
All right, so we want to get to meteorologist Dirk Verdorn, who's been tracking these conditions all day today.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see the conditions, especially as we zoom more into Calaveras County. And the reason we're focusing on this is because this is where we're seeing the greatest number of evacuations or evacuation orders that have been issued. But you can see Highway 4, you have Vallecito, you can see where the fire started, and also you can see the little streamlines showing you the direction of the prevailing winds in the area. So they're coming more from the southwest and moving off to the northeast towards Murphy's. And so that's going to be, of course, a concern. Weather conditions. We had temperatures at one point getting up to 101 degrees. Now it's backed off to 94 degrees. I'm thinking probably because of the smoke. When you get that cloud of smoke over the temperature sensor, that's going to block it from the sun, and so we're not going to see as much heating associated with it. So again, temperatures actually have been dropping, but it's still very hot in through the foothills. Humidity up to 29% right now. The wind's still staying very light as that column of smoke has been working its way straight up and then moving off to the north and to the east. And again, that's the direction that the fire seems to be growing the most, is towards the Murphy's area. That's why we're seeing most of the evacuation orders going up in that direction. Wanted to show you another thing. Again, you can see all the thunderstorm activity popping up again in the Sierra, but this is the smoke. And this is the area from Calaveras County into Tuolumne County, where we have the 2.8 fire. That's producing enough smoke to be seen by satellite. The 2.7 fire, that's producing quite a bit of smoke. But the most active fire right now, producing the greatest amount of smoke, is the 6.5 fire in Tuolumne County. You can see that big plume of smoke that's pushing up into the areas to the north and just basically to the north and a little bit to the east. And so you might think, what's going on with air quality? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. We have here a purple air map showing you the amount of smoke and the concerns we have with the AQI. You get up above 150 AQI, that is unhealthy. And that's what we're seeing in these areas near Sonora. Angels Camp, Murphy's are all anywhere between 150 and 200 right now. So those are levels that are unhealthy. So air quality is going to be an issue in this area because of the smoke. And right now it looks like those fires are continuing to put out quite a bit of smoke. That's the latest here. Back over to you.
All right, Dirk, thanks so much. We're just getting an update on that fire you were talking about. It is known as the 6.5 fire. This one, the last report was just a couple hundred acres, and now we're seeing on CAL FIRE's website that this one has grown to 3,000 acres, and there are 2 areas within this burn area on fire right now. This sparked this morning at about 10:30. Live pictures here from Live Copter 3 giving us these exclusive pictures, and it sparked right along the North Fork of the new Don Pedro Reservoir. And then it appears we have a second area within the evacuation area that's just north at the initial start, and that has really taken off. And that's why we have mandatory evacuations right now south of Chinese Camp. This fire has burned the perimeter. It has burned within an area here where we have a whole lot of dry brush, and we do have some structures throughout the area. But this is a mandatory evacuation area south of Chinese Camp, south of Highway 20, east of LaGrange Road, and along the shores of the North Fork of the Don Pedro Reservoir. Within this area, the mandatory evacuations are impacting 6-Bit Gulch Road. Firefighters are also keeping a close eye on a fire in Sacramento County. The Rock Fire has burned 143 acres south of Folsom.
KCRA 3's Maricela de la Cruz is live with more on the fire burning in that area. So Maricela, where exactly are you, and what are you seeing in terms of the fire?
Yeah, Andrea, Curtis, well, we are along Payne Road in Sacramento County, and well, this area, this dry vegetation and the wind activity here, that is of major concern to crews, because just taking a few steps across this road, you can see all this burnt area. Fire crews, you can still see them back there. This is the Rock Fire. More than 140 acres have already burned out here. This started just after 6 o'clock this morning, and it is one of multiple fires that started earlier today. We know that some of these possibly started due to lightning strikes. And we were out at another incident earlier today in Rancho Murrieta. We spoke to Sac Metro out there. We know that Sac Metro, CAL FIRE, Wilton Fire Departments were all working out there. And we heard from Sac Metro about just how busy today has been for them. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that.
Starting about 7 o'clock in the morning, we had over 60 lightning strikes out in the Folsom Rancho Murrieta area. That caused about 5 different fires within about an hour. Some of those fires had grown to as much as 60 to 75 acres. We do have a couple of those incidents that are still active right now. Crews from CAL FIRE are out there right now, making sure that they're taking care of any hot spots to make sure that that fire is completely out.
Now we know that the rock fire forward progress has already stopped, but as we can see here, fire crews are still out here. We know that they're going to stay out here for a few more hours, just like at the other different locations. That's because of all these hotspots that we're seeing right now. Again, the major concern is that wind and how close this burn scar is to all of that dry vegetation. Again, they're really just trying to make sure that nothing extends any other way. So again, this is why they're still out here, and they are expected to remain out here for a few more hours. For now, we're live in Sacramento County. Maricela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
Maricela, thank you so much for that look from the ground there. And fire crews were able to contain a fire in Yuba County. It sparked early this morning near Marysville and Oregon Hill roads. This is in Dobbins. You can see the flames shooting from the tree line here. CAL FIRE says it burned about 3 acres in brush and timber. You can see the flames and the trees there. It was also smoldering as crews started to get a handle on it. This is a different photo from CAL FIRE just into our newsroom. Crews stopped the spread before 7 this morning.
So we had the lightning, we had the fires, but we also had some intense winds today in Sacramento County. This video was shot in Carmichael this morning, and you can see how strong that wind is. At about 10 in the morning, it brought down some tree limbs and stirred up debris.
And KCRA 3's Leanne Denyer is right on the border of Sacramento and Carmichael. Leanne, just such a different scene behind you from what we saw earlier today. So are people still cleaning up?
Absolutely. We're on Manzanita Avenue right now, such a busy road for folks who know this area, and there are signs of this morning's wind everywhere. We'll start first with across the street at the Manzanita Healthcare Center. You can see all that debris on the ground, but if we want to come back to this side of the street, you'll see just another example of the debris that we've been seeing throughout this area and what's been cleaned up so far. So when neighbors in and around Carmichael, residents really spent today cleaning up these downed trees, split branches, and debris from outside their homes after this strange wind event this morning. We spoke with one resident, a new homeowner, who said that his power went out and then he heard a crash. He quickly realized a branch from one of the trees outside not only crashed onto his roof, but punctured through the ceiling.
I didn't expect wind. I didn't expect freak wind like this. So I had no idea the weather would turn like that.
And that was sort of the general consensus that we heard from people, that they were going through their regular morning routines when all of a sudden they just noticed things change. And we're going to be having more stories from this Carmichael area and the Sacramento area nearby throughout the evening tonight. But really some incredible stories coming out of this part of our region today in Sacramento County. Leanne Denyer, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Leanne, thank you. And meteorologist Heather Waldman joins us now to talk more about the winds we saw in Carmichael. Heather, we've had a lot of calls. We've got some video, people wanting to know, was this a tornado? What was it?
It was not a tornado. This was straight line wind damage. That decision was made by the National Weather Service meteorologists in Sacramento. They determined that by going in person, looking at the damage, looking at the video that we showed you, talking to people on the ground. And based on all of that, they've determined that the damage you saw was caused by straight line winds and not a tornado. We agree with that, and I want to show you why. We'll start with a radar loop of this morning's little shower that moved through. No lightning as this came through, and not a whole lot of rain reaching the ground. I want to pause this right at about 9:50 this morning. That's when the shower and the winds really started to pick up in the area. Let's see if this will, there we go. So again, as the winds really started to pick up in the Carmichael area, not a lot of rain reaching the ground, but at the time, our radar was showing a little bit of wind moving towards the shower and a little bit of wind moving away from the shower, but no tight rotation within that cell. So here's what the winds would have looked like. In order to call this a tornado, first we would have looked for rotation on the radar. We did not see that in this case. I also want to show you something interesting that we saw with the temperatures in the area. And maybe you noticed that if you were there. This is a look at the temperature gauge from Mather Airport, not too far from Carmichael. It's just to the south. We're going to pay attention to this area here between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Notice how the temperature here spiked quite a bit, by almost 20 degrees in just about 30 minutes. When we see the temperature jump that quickly as a shower is moving through, that's a sign that we've got air moving down very, very quickly. We call that a downdraft. When that happens, the air gets forced down, and then as it hits the ground, it gets forced out. Air moving out, well, that was that crazy wind that you saw in that video in the Carmichael area. Back to you.
All right, thank you. We're going to continue to follow these storms and the fires they have sparked. We have quite a few fires burning right now. We're bringing you the ones that have impacted people and with evacuations. You could go to our website and our app right now to check the latest on the fires closest to you, and we will bring you coverage throughout the hour. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.